Okay, I think Swapnil, you can
Yeah,
start.
we'll start. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do that. Okay. So good morning, everyone. This is Swapnil Swarna. I'm the cluster manager from HDFC Credila. Thank you, Rege sir, to give us this opportunity to present our services for students who are looking out for education loan. So I'll first, there's my colleague Anuj Kejriwal is also there on this particular call. Amit Melekar, who's the relationship manager dedicated for Academy 1. Uh, Due to some medical emergency, he's not available today for the call, but he would be available to service you for your loan application. So I'll just run through about HDFC Credila. So we are 100% subsidiary of HDFC Limited, and we are a AAA rated company. So when it comes to credit rating, there is a rating which is given to non-banking financial companies who are into lending. So we are being triple rated. Uh, we have been in existence for over 16 years now, and the main business what we are into is mainly education loan for students who intend to study abroad as well as in India. So this is our journey. If you see, 2006, Bohra brothers actually started off with this venture. So they themselves have studied from USA, and they came back. They knew the problem what students used to go through who intended to study abroad, but they were deprived of finances. So they started off with this company, which was eventually taken over by HDFC Limited, and today we are an 100% subsidiary of HDFC Limited. So we call ourselves an education loan specialist is because we are the ones who came out with innovative way of repayments for students who intend to study abroad. And we also came out with unsecured loan, especially for students who wanted to study MS in US. Till date, we have financed students who have intended to study over 50 countries. We have financed students across 2,000 courses, over 2,000 courses, and over 3,500 universities. So, generally, there are three modes of financing to students. I mean, who want to study abroad. So, self finance is the most common, I think, where parents actually save their earnings and they use that for their child's education. So, that is one mode. Second is scholarship, where foreign universities generally give to their students who deserve scholarship. And lastly is the education loan. So but now education loan is more in demand is because we cover the entire cost of education, and we have easy repayment options. Now, why do we say education loan should be over self finance? Is because obviously parents have the benefit of getting a tax rebate for the interest what they pay. Moreover, you have 15 years of repayment options. So when I say that, HDFC Credila is the only NBFC who offers 15 years of repayment tenure, wherein the EMI burden as well as your interest portion is serviced for a longer period compared to any other financial lenders. Moreover, by going through education loan, you also save on TCS that is charged on your forex remittance. Other than that, the rates that you offer are very competitive vis-a-vis other financial lenders as well as PSU banks. We also have very attractive repayment options. So everyone's aware about EMI repayment as a repayment option. But since it's an education loan, we also have simple interest repayment option during the moratorium period. If someone doesn't want to do that, we ideally suggest to go for a partial simple interest option during the moratorium period. So when I talk about moratorium period, it includes your course period plus 1 year of additional moratorium. So that is the time where you get a job, and then you can start repaying your EMI after that. We What is the right time to apply for an education loan? So most of you all have already given your GRE and TOEFL. Okay, but y'all are waiting for your admits, or some of y'all have got your admits, but you're still waiting for your most preferred admit. We as an education loan lender, I obviously suggest y'all to start with your education loan process, is because due to some financial contingencies, or any civil issue, or co-borrower issue, we normally ask you all to apply as soon as you give your GRE and TOEFL. Even without your admits, you can still proceed with us, get a soft sanction from us, know where you'll stand financially, and once you get a very good admit, you can then close on the loan amount by enhancing the loan amount. If you don't require that loan amount, you can also reduce it. Okay, so early application for education loan helps us to evaluate much better. It also helps you know where you stand financially, and by the time you get an admit and you want to apply for your I-20, you can use the document for your uh, for as a financial document as well. Now, what is the advantage of going with HDFC Credila? I know most of y'all would have your seniors, your friends who are already in US. Somewhere, someone might have already taken loan through us. But then I would just give you an idea of where we stand out. So we give an unsecured loan, that is loan without any collateral, up to 75 lakhs for students who want to do MS in US. Okay, so that could be any course, mainly STEM course. Okay, if someone is going for a non-STEM course, we will still lend you. It's not that we won't do that. Okay, when I talk about 100% financing, it includes your tuition fees and living expense. So when I talk about living expenses, it includes your air tickets, your books, clerical, stationery, uh, even your rentals, your grocery bills initially for 1.5, 2 months, because of course that you'll start working in the campus and you'll manage your living expenses. But by then you'll require your living expenses to manage your grocery bills and everything. We also cover stationery. If you all don't want to carry a laptop or cell phones, and you all want to buy an iPhone or a MacBook in UK or USA, you can do that. We help you financing that as well. So the entire living expenses covers each and every thing what a student requires. Okay. Um, Once the loan is approved, you can use our sanction letter for your I-20 purpose as well as your visa purpose. So when uh, we normally suggest you to apply beforehand, so that you can you know where you stand financially, and it also helps us to evaluate your case much faster and much in a much better way. The entire journey of loan application is digitally done, so there is no hassle for you to get printouts or submit them in the branch. We are available in the Mumbai branch at Kalina, so there's no need for you to come down as well. So you can just process your loan application. Amit Melekar is the dedicated relationship manager for Academy One students, so you can process your loan application through them. We also have secured loans. Okay, so it's not that we don't have secured loans. And we are so some students or parents would ask, I would say, feel that the interest rate for the unsecured loan is on the higher side. Why should we not go with an secured loan? So so when you want to go with the secured loan, we consider FD as collateral. We consider real estate, your residence property. We consider commercial space. We consider shops. Okay, we consider non-agriculture land as collateral, but we don't consider industrial galas and NA lands. So when I talk about NA land, sorry, agriculture land. When I talk about agriculture land, it is somewhere in your native. You'll have farmlands or something. We don't consider those properties, but we do consider only FD as collateral, other than residential property or commercial space shops. We don't consider mutual fund, LIC policy, PPF as collateral. Okay. When it comes to co-borrowers, we are very flexible in that as well. So when it comes to ideally, we'll ask for your parents, immediate parents. If the parents are not financially stable, we'll ask for your siblings. If you all don't have siblings, then we'll ask for your maternal or paternal aunt, uncle, or cousins. Okay, so we are very flexible in structuring the entire case. That's the reason why we ask you all to apply with us as soon as possible. Now, this is just an highlight of our product. Okay, the interest rates what we offer for unsecured is roughly between 11 to 12.5. Okay, that's the actual rack rate, and we are the best in the market. RBI has recently raised the ROI, and compared to any other lenders, we have still placed very well when it comes to the ROI. Moreover, what where do we stand apart from others is that we charge simple interest. We don't do any kind of compound interest on the interest that is charged. So ideally, when we charge a partial interest, the interest that is not paid gets accumulated and can be paid later on. Whereas other lenders will add that interest into the principal, and the interest rate would be calculated on that. So you end up paying more. Whereas with HDFC Credila, you end up paying less on the interest portion. Moreover, after 6 months, you can do any kind of part payments, or if you want to close your loan as well, you can do that. So there is a 6 month lock-in period. 70% of the market, if you see, I mean, mortgage loan market, most of them have taken loans from SDFC Limited. So, and if you all want to go with secured loans, we can still consider those properties and do a second charge property mortgage. Okay, that is only for those customers who have existing loan running with HDFC Limited. So if y'all have any other loans, y'all have your relationship with HDFC Bank or HDFC Limited, don't go to them. You come directly to us, because even if you go to a bank, HDFC Bank or HDFC Limited, they will route the case to HDFC Credila only, because we are the ones who are only doing education loan. So keep this thing in mind, and you can process your loan application with us. So this is the three-step model what we follow in HDFC Credila. One is where you apply your loan application online, submit all your documents, give us time to assess your loan application. Once that is done, you'll get to know your sanction. You pay your processing fee, and then you can process. Once you pay your processing fee, you get your sanction letter. So ideally, we charge 1% plus GST for education. I mean, for any education loan. Okay, since y'all are academy one students, I would run a discount. So basically, those who are available here today on this particular event, and especially for academy one students, we are giving a processing fee of 1%, that is inclusive of GST. So you need not pay additional 18% on your or towards GST when you're paying the processing fee. Once you do that, you get your sanction letter. You can use that sanction letter for your I-20 visa purpose. And once you get your visa, you can process with your disbursement in branches. These are the documents. I mean, I've just given you a gist of what all documents we require. So KYC of the student and the co-borrower, academic documents of the student, income documents of the co-borrower, collateral documents if you are intending to go with an unsecured secured loan. So secured loan as well, we the rates that we offer is somewhere between 10 to 11%. Okay, that's because the rates have increased now, and we are very well placed against the PSU banks as well. So over and above this, we have this website where you'll have value-added benefits. It's called credila1stop.com, wherein you'll have discount coupons to which will help you save during your purchases and your bookings during before your journey. So do visit this website. Here are some testimonials from the parents, students, and this is the contact details. So Amit Melekar might have got in touch with few of y'all. He is the relationship manager and one point of contact for processing your loan application. Anuj Kejriwal is his immediate boss, who will also be available in case of any escalations or any hiccups during your process. So he's also part of this call, and you can take down these contact details. I'll anyway share the same on the chat box so that it's accessible for you all. Okay. Uh, Finally, that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Right. So if you have, so basically we can now open the session for questions.
Yes.
Yep. So one question I had actually for you, Swapnil, in the
Yes,
presentation
Regesa.
you said that you also pay for living expenses,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to get some clarification on that. Is
Yeah.
our students expect to provide you what do you say bills for living expenses, or how does it
Yes.
kind of work?
So normally how it works is that, sir, so when a student is traveling from here, I mean, he pays for his air tickets. So we will help him in financing that. He has to provide the tickets. So that would be a reimbursement which would happen from our end. Uh, so that is something which will require once he lands in US, whatever rent he pays. So normally four or five of the friends will stay together. So quarterly, every individual pays for their towards their rent. So there is an agreement which they execute. Will require the agreement copy which states that four of them are staying together, and will require the entire rental receipts what they get, because it includes uh, f- uh, everyone's name in it. So there is his contribution for that particular quarter. So we'll consider only his contribution towards it. When
Okay.
it comes to grocery bills, initially when they land in US, it takes around 1.5 to 2 months for them to understand the currency, to settle down, get a on campus job, to manage their living expense. So during that time, they shouldn't be in any kind of a situation where they can't manage their daily grocery bills and everything. So we require those bills, uh, 25 30,000 here and there, in towards grocery bills. We can still take an approval and negate that when we ask for documented proof. So that's how it is.
No, so
Some
my,
of
my
them.
question here is, see, when someone is leaving from India,
Mhm.
right?
Hmm.
Obviously, one part is the tuition fee. So the
Yeah.
university will give them a fee statement. Say, let's assume that that is say $15,000 is a tuition for the first semester that the student
Yes.
has to pay. That obviously you will remit directly to the university.
No, we'll do it. We'll disburse it into the student's account
Okay,
or the parents account. They will then convert the currency and take it
fine.
along with you.
Okay,
We
so
don't
you will
don't
put it in the parents' Indian account, right?
Yes.
Okay, parents or students' Indian
There is
account.
a reason behind that, sir. Because normally when students land in the university, they have their orientation. Some of them intend to take additional credits, which is not part of their actual tuition fees. So it
Sure.
gives them the flexibility to pay for that additional credit as well, which
Right.
is something which they have got to know during the uh, uh, what do you say? I mean, during the entire orientation process.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. So, no, so my question here is, so now when someone is leaving and they have to pay 15,000, you can stop the presentation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they have to pay 15,000 to the university, let's assume,
Hmm.
how much, because before going, they would not have any money, I mean, any kind of bills that they could probably, apart from the flight ticket, other expenses will not be, they may not have bills or anything for that. So
Yeah.
if they want to carry some additional, say, $5,000 for their living costs,
Hmm.
how do they do that? How will Credila support that?
So we give them an additional disbursement. So ideally, if a loan amount of 25 lakhs is sanctioned,
Uh,
we will first disburse say around 20 25 lakhs. That is two semester fees and 5 lakhs towards living expense. Now that could be 3 lakhs or 5 lakhs. Now then they manage their living expense accordingly.
okay.
Parents do have around say a 5 lakh or a 6 lakhs additional with them. which we won't intend or we won't want them to use it initially. We would ask them to utilize this fund because that could be an emergency fund which they can later on use it.
Okay. So you're saying that for the initial disbursement, you may not need the receipts.
No, we don't. We don't. Later on, when they come for the second tranche, that is when we will ask for the
Okay.
receipts.
So over here, I would like to clarify, Jay sir, what
Uh-huh.
happened in first disbursement, we don't ask any kind of fee receipts or any documentation. Whatever is our student requirement, we will disburse the amount. When they
Okay.
are coming for second disbursement or sub disbursement, at that time we will be asking the clarification of first disbursement.
Okay.
So at
Fine.
that time, they have to present all the documentation and bill. For first disbursement, there would be no question. Whatever money has been required as per the standard procedure, we will disburse the money. And during second disbursement, we will ask for the clarification for the first disbursement.
Okay. So they will have to kind of explain where did this, how did they spend their first disbursement.
Yes, yes, absolutely. That's how they have to do it. So,
Okay.
see, second, no, we give them 1 year tuition fees and living expense. The third semester fees is ideally they come back only for their semester fees. Living expense they normally don't come because they're anyways working on campus. And when it comes for the fourth semester, they anyways have an internship in their hand where they earn good amount of funds which they can then utilize for their fourth semester fees and living expense. So they manage that. Second semester, the only tranche what we normally see is the second tranche which they come for. Otherwise, they don't come back. If there's any financial issue, only then they come back for the third tranche disbursement.
Okay. Fine. No, I just wanted clarification on what I mean because you mentioned that about the bills and all that. So that is going to be from the second disbursement
Second
onwards.
second disbursement onwards,
So,
because there is an audit which happens at our end, RBI, because we have to
also,
show the
you
proof
know,
of
I
funds.
understand. Yeah. Also, do you have a margin money?
No, we don't.
Okay.
We don't ask for any margin money.
Okay. So, I mean, probably some of you may not be aware of what this margin money is, but many banks have this concept of margin money, right? I mean, I'm just explaining for the for people to understand because some most banks and some financial institutes they might have a margin money of 15,000. Oh, sorry, 15%. Many times that is the case. So, what margin money means is that so every time, says for example, if you ask for a 10 lakh disbursement, you need 10 lakhs you have to first contribute 15% on your own. That is, you put 1.5 lakhs in the account, and then the bank will put the remaining 8.5 lakhs. That is how the concept of margin money works. So that is something that maybe you should also, when you actually approach, in case you decide to approach other vendors for loans, also you just understand this concept of margin money, because that is something that many people are not aware, and when it comes at the time of disbursement then they realize that banks charge, there is a margin money also that would come into picture, wherein you from your personal side, I mean you or parents have to put in that margin before the bank gives in the disbursement. Okay. Any further questions from anybody?
I mean, everyone would have a lot of questions.
Is there any pre-closure charges?
No, no, there's no. So 6 months, there's a lock-in period of 6 months from the time of disbursement. After that, you can make any number of part payments or you can close your loan as and when required.
So the six
I
months
know.
sorry, the 6 months starts from the first disbursement or the last
First
disbursement?
disbursement.
Okay.
So, see, we normally, since most of the students are planning for US, so the ideal moratorium period would be 3 years, that is 36 months. Your EMI would start from the 37th month, which would be for another 12 years. So the entire tenure would be for 15 years. Now, say you get a job in the 25th month itself and you want to start your EMI, you can start doing that. You'll have to provide your income documents, appointment letter, salary slip, and whatever you get. So, basis that, we will then start your EMI from the following month. So that
The
is
money
the process.
disbursement will be to our bank account or
Yeah,
college account.
your parents or your account, whatever it is. Ideally, you will close your account, so it would be in your dad's account, because then later on, when you come for your tranche disbursement, it would be to into your parents' account.
So it will
Okay.
be in rupees only, right?
Yes, yes, rupees, yes.
Okay. It is the interest will be same, right? It is not floating interest, no?
It is floating. There's no interest rate which is fixed now, other than personal loan and car loan. All other loans are under floating rate, and
Okay.
our rates are very competitive. I mean, even today, post RBI has increased the rates by 2.5 basis point. We have still we are still have not increased. We have still given benefit of 50 bips to the customer. That's why we are still at a lower rate compared to any other lender in the market.
Okay.
Sir, when we go for this educational loan, can the student apply for the scholarship also?
Yeah, he can. I mean, the student can apply for scholarship. There's no problem. See, ma'am, basically, the education loan eligibility, what we look out is on the entire cost of education. So that includes the tuition fees, mainly tuition fees. Because if the tuition fees is not covered, the student is not going to cover complete his education. So our main intent is to finance the student for his tuition fees. Living expenses initially will help. Obviously, the student has to work there on campus so that he networks a lot. Scholarship is something that's an additional benefit that the student gets so that his cost gets minimized. So we are okay with that. In fact, we have seen a lot of students who get scholarship, but there's no problem in that for us.
Okay, thank you. And I have one more doubt. You talked about the unsecured loan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What are do you need any security for that?
No.
Unsecured?
Secured loan is where we ask for a collateral. Unsecured is without any collateral. That is purely on the student academic, his profile. We basically assess on what course and university he chooses, and lastly we look into the co-borrow profile.
Any tax rebate what the EMI we are paying?
Yeah, so there is we are registered under 80E section, so whatever interest you pay can be claimed under 80E section when you're filing the ITR.
Okay.
So
How does
sorry,
a non-collateral role?
Neeraj, go ahead. Yeah.
Yep. So my question is, how does a non-collateral based loan impact the CIBIL score and future loan preference for my co-applicant?
See, Neeraj, any loan you take in, it gets your repayments will impact your CIBIL score, right? Internationally or in India. So that, I mean, the repayments have to be on time. That's the only way it's going to impact. So nothing else.
So, yeah.
If
You
it is
had any
impacting
other
mine,
question in your mind?
yeah, so if it is impacting mine, then it is fine. But how
Sorry?
does it impact my co-applicants' CIBIL score? I'm asking.
See, since you're going to study, we require someone to initially pay on behalf of you. That's the reason why we have introduced partial simple interest. Because if someone goes for, I mean, your parents, if they look out for a personal loan, it's not easy for anyone to get a 40 or a 50 lakh unsecured loan, right?
Correct.
So here we are still ready to give you an unsecured loan up to say 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs unsecured without collateral, is because by the time you complete your course and you start working,
Okay.
your first salary package, what you earn in Indian rupees, would be nothing less than 40 to 50 lakhs.
Correct.
Okay, so that's how we assess. We have our own other ways of looking into it. So someone who's going for a computer MS in computer science, okay, we know his cost of education would be on the higher side. But someone who's going for an MS in industrial engineering or a mechanical engineering, his cost would be on the lower side. So 75 lakhs is the upper limit, but the loan amount varies between university to university and the course what the student is taking.
Yes. Second, sir, one more question. So, for example, if I withdraw 20 lakhs in the first year, okay, so will that 20 lakhs show as a debt in my co-applicant's name or only the simple interest?
Yeah, it will show. It will show because see, you are studying. You're not earning at that moment. Your parents, your co-borrower would be paying the partial interest. Okay, the
Okay,
remaining
okay.
interest gets accumulated. As soon as
Got
you
it.
get the job, you inform us that you have started earning. We'll immediately start your EMIs, and you can start paying the EMIs. There's no problem with that.
Acha, got it. And Swapnil sir, is there any range for the minimum salary my co-applicant should have?
So see, there's nothing like that. I mean, our partial interest, what we normally charge is 5,000
Okay.
per month. Okay. Now, say if there is a pensioner who's getting a pension of 30,000 per month. Okay, it's not that we have rejected the case. We'll ask for an immediate sibling just to be part, because the age is on the higher side. uh, Ideally we can't lend someone who's above 60, so we'll ask someone as an additional income co-borrower, and we'll reduce the partial interest, say to 2,000 or 3,000, so that it doesn't impact your repayment.
Got it. Got it. Thank you for answering.
Swapnil, I just wanted to know, as a co-borrower parent, as a father, if I'm, applying the loan, does the CIBIL score play a part in the rate of interest decision?
See, no, sir, it's here the lending. What we do is not on the basis of the parent CIBIL score or anything. Here, it is purely on the student profile. Okay, his academics. Following that is the course, university, and the country what he's choosing, and lastly is the co-borrower profile. Now, co-borrower. Why do we ask the co-borrower? Is because we want the co-borrower to pay, and the student also remembers that there is a loan running here. Okay. Initially, there used to be full moratorium loans prior to subprime crisis in 2008. But during the subprime crisis, a lot of Indian students who went abroad lost their job. They found it difficult to repay their loans. Most of the students forgot about it. Post that, we came out with this thing of partial simple interest, where the parent pays minimum amount, so that they are aware there is a loan running here, and the student also knows that. And once he gets a job, he can close his loan immediately, because we have seen students who get a joining bonus of not less than 30-40 lakhs. As soon as they get that, 50% of it they'll put into investments. 50% is something which they'll just send back India, and they'll ask their parent to make part payment. So that's how it works.
Okay, understood. Thanks.
Okay, so one question here is, just to clarify that when someone is opting for a partial simple interest,
Yes.
partial payment, say suppose they are not paying the complete amount of interest, only maybe paying say 5,000 per month, right? The remaining interest component is not going to get compounded.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So with HDFC Credila, so say a loan of 10 lakh, 40 lakhs has been sanctioned.
Correct.
10 lakh is disbursed. The interest would be charged on 10 lakh. So
Right.
say the interest that is charged is 12,000 per month. 5,000 is what the parent is paying. 7,000 would be accumulated separately. It won't be added to the principal.
Okay.
Okay. Ideally, what other lenders do is that they'll add that 7,000 to the 10 lakh, and the interest would be calculated on 10 lakh 7,000.
Right. So
Okay.
next
What?
month it will be 10 lakh 14,000 plus the previous interest.
Yes. Okay. How are we different is that during the 36 month, the interest that is accumulated, the student can pay that interest upfront before the EMI starts from the 37th month, or that accumulated interest, say it's a 4 lakh interest that is accumulated, gets added back to 10 lakh. So it becomes 14 lakh. And then on that 14 lakh, the EMI would be calculated. Whereas for other lenders, it would be the interest that keeps on adding, it will be compounded, and then the EMI would be calculated. So this is just an example what I'm giving. Don't take it literally in terms of the numbers 10 lakh, 14 lakh, but I'm just giving you an example that how it actually works for that.
And the income tax benefit that parents can claim
Yes.
only during the the initial period. How long can they claim?
15 years. So see what happens is
Okay, so even during when they move from after the moratorium
EMI, yeah,
period,
the parent is paying. Now see how it's up to them how they are showing it. Okay, so some parents won't ask their child to send it to their account. They would still manage the entire finances. Whereas
if the parents want to make the EMI payments, then even then they can still claim the tax
yes,
benefit
yes,
for
the
entire
student.
15
So
year
then
period.
the student can claim it, because anyways the student is going to pay. He has to file it in his ITR in India as well. So he can use that statement towards the closure, because ideally after 4 years we see the student making the entire payment. Okay,
Right.
so he will so the CA would basically manage the entire expenses accordingly. He'll start calculating the interest that has been claimed, no, unclaimed, and then
Okay.
manage the entire calculation.
But if the parents are paying, then they can still claim it.
Yes, they can still claim. Moreover, by going to education loan, you end up saving a lot on the forex transaction as well. So when you do a forex transaction, there is a tax that is collected at source. If it's not an education loan, you would end up paying 5%. After, I mean, seven lakhs is what you are allowed to per year. Anything above that would be taxable, and the amount that you would pay on every lakh would be roughly around 5,000. Okay, but if you go with an education loan, you only pay 0.50%. Okay, so that is you end up paying only 500 rupees on every lakh, and you save 4,500 on it. Post this budget, there is that the 5% has been increased to 20%. So on every lakh, you end up spending 20,000. So going with an education loan is a better option. And if you want to close your loan after 6 months, you can do that. Yes, Mihir, you had some question.
Yeah, so you earlier said that parents or co-borrowers CIBIL record does not
It does matter.
matter.
It does matter. It does matter.
Okay, because I had applied to HDFC Credila and I had kept my dad as a second co-applicant, and
Okay.
his
Yeah.
CIBIL record is not that great. But my mom, who is my first co-borrower,
Hmm.
her CIBIL record is exceptional. So now they are asking for some type of clarification for why my dad's CIBIL record
Yeah.
is
So
not
that
that
would
great.
obviously we'll ask for that, Mihir. You can connect with Anuj separately. I've shared his number. Basically,
Okay.
he'll help you with it. And we can connect later on that.
Okay. So is it possible to now change the second co-applicant?
No. See, we require parents. Even if your dad doesn't come on the loan structure, we'll still ask pull out the civil report.
Okay. Okay.
No, it's not only for you. I mean, for everyone. If a single mother comes in and the parent father doesn't want to come on the loan structure, but we'll still pull out the civil of the second parent.
Okay. Got it.
Yes, Amrit.
So, if the parent is a co-borrower and
Yeah.
after the disbursement, if I want to start the EMI immediately, I can do that, right?
Yeah. You can see. You can ask your dad to start. We can deduct the EMI from your dad's account. You can transfer it into his account, or we'll require an NRE account.
Okay, but then can I claim the tax benefit? I mean, can my dad claim the tax benefit?
So your CA will help you with that.
No. I think his question is not about the student paying. His question, I think, is can the parent start the EMI immediately?
Yeah, the parent can start. That's not a problem.
Okay.
He can start.
So
We would ideally suggest not to start the EMI because it's not a small amount that the parent would pay until and unless they are financially stable. We would not even ask them to pay partial interest. We would ask them to pay simple interest if we feel that
I
they
mean,
can.
yeah. So you don't need to pay, but if a parent wants to, they
Yeah,
should
yeah.
have that option. Is what?
Yes, absolutely. They can.
And plus, I can claim the tax benefit also, right? The
Yeah.
parent
Yes, they can. We will help you with an interest certificate which you can use it. Pratik had a question.
Yeah, which are the countries you give education loan?
We cover all major destinations: US, Canada, UK, Ireland, Europe, mainly Germany, Netherlands, Spain,
Okay.
and Australia, New Zealand, Singapore.
And then what is the basis for the amount which we...
See, every country is different, sir. Visa requirement is different, cost is different. US is, although expensive, it's still the best place to be employed vis-a-vis any other country. So the rates also change. The requirement of security also depends accordingly. So Australia, New Zealand, you require secured loan. US, we have combination of both. STEM program is what we normally prefer for USA is because the student is placed very well. And if a student has given GRE and TOEFL, nothing like that, because that sets them apart from the entire league of students who apply. Because post-COVID, students have been applying without GRE, without TOEFL, but they've still been getting admits. But that's purely on their work profile and everything.
But the rate of interest will remain same whichever country.
No. It varies.
Okay. Can you give example like Ireland or UK?
It's 12% and above.
And for US?
US, it's anywhere between 11.25 to 12.25, depending upon the student, because there are some students who have backlog. Okay, now we have to differentiate a 9-pointer with a 7-pointer and 17 backlogs. Now I can't give him a 12.5, 11.5 or 11.25. I'll obviously sell my loan at a higher rate, because no one else in the market would lend him at that rate what I'm offering.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, Somu.
Yeah. So Swapnil sir, just my question is, do we have to apply separately if for the Canada universities as well as
No. So see, normally students apply for US. They go to Canada only because when they feel that they're not, they won't benefit going to US. Okay, US has always been above any other country. Even for us as lender, we still prefer students going to US than any other country, and cost would matter. So you can apply for US later on. If you get an admit from Canada for a 1 year or a 2-year program, we would accordingly downsize your loan amount.
We need not have to apply again, right?
No. We will help you with the. You will have to help us with the admit letter, and you'll have to inform us that this is the course and university you are opted for.
Okay.
Shashi?
Sir, can you sanction 1.5 times of the I-20 amount?
Sorry?
1.5 times of the I-20 amount. Can you sanction it as loan?
We consider your cost of education. Now, say you don't have that kind of a liquid income, okay? At that moment, we will disburse close to 60 to 70% of your I-20 amount, which would then be which would be created as an FD, and you can show that at the time of your visa process. Okay, so we will sanction up to the cost of education. That is more than your I-20 amount, for sure. Okay, but for your visa, if you require any kind of fund, we do pre-visa disbursements as well. That is something which Amit will help you understand. If you have any queries on that, you can connect to him one-on-one.
Okay.
Indranil?
Hello, sir. That's a processing fee that includes all government's charges, including stamp duty, etc.
No. So what we are what processing fee is for your sanction letter, sir. Okay, so Indranil, basically we charge 1% plus GST. But since our Academy 1 students, we would we are offering this processing fee of 1%, which is inclusive of GST.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So, but just further add on to Indranil's question, is there any, because there are some banks, some might charge you, has the loan
that is at the time of disbursements. Yeah, at the time of disbursements, we'll require stamp paper charges and all that. Would if stamping charges comes up, that has to be borne by the customer.
So what kind of additional charges does student have?
See, we'll ask for stamp paper charges. That's all. Majorly stamp paper or franking charges. Okay. That's it.
Which will be like 500 some rupees.
See, roughly around, it depends. Now, the stamping charges also keeps changing. Now, if the rule comes up that the student has to pay 0.1% or 0.2% of the loan amount, then that has to be franked on the agreement. At the moment, it is around 1,500.
Okay.
So that goes case by case, because some parents have dual name, dual date. Okay, we have a pre-visa disbursement happening before the visa comes in, so we'll have stamping charges for that. That's a 500 cost. Name normally name mismatch, signature mismatch. Then you have DOB mismatches. So we ask indemnity for all those things. So that is where the cost actually keeps coming up. Agreement will obviously ask for a 500 stamp paper, but then over and above that, these are the expenses which come up.
Okay.
So once the case is processed, that is when we can actually let you know what is the additional cost at the time of disbursement. I hope Indranil, I have answered your question.
Sir, my one more
Yeah,
question.
Yeah, Sumuk.
Yeah, so this is regarding the secured loan. Whatever the property we keep it as a collateral, or do we have to make that property? Insurance has to be done for that property again.
Yeah, so
What
see,
about this?
insurance is not for the property. Insurance is for the loan and the co-applicant. Sorry, applicant. Okay, it is not for the property. We don't buy
So you
insurance for. So insurance is mandatory. See, it secures the entire interest of the loan. Okay, now say you will be basically covered in that, not the parents. Okay, so you are going to a foreign land. Something happens. Okay, during that process, the entire burden comes on the parent. Okay, although we have the property, we wouldn't want to liquidate that property. The insurance covers the entire risk of loan. That's the whole idea of having the insurance. The premium is not that exuberant. It is very minimal. Okay, so for the loan amount what we are lending.
okay? My question was: is an insurance is compulsory for the property we keep as collateral
For that particular loan, not for the collateral.
Not for the collateral.
Somik, if you're asking that whether we insure the property, no, we don't insure the property, but we will take a term insurance in your name, not on the property name.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
So that's how it is, because we secure the loan with nothing else.
Sir, can we keep open plot also as a collateral?
It has to be NA land. It has to be a non-agriculture land.
So I heard from someone that it has to be some cement wall has to be constructed.
No, we consider plots, but it has to be an NA land.
Okay. So that wall and gate, that is not required, right?
No. It has to be it has to be properly demarcated, and will require respective property documents.
Okay. So how much of the loan amount can you give for a certain land?
So where we stand different from other lenders is that we do up to 200% of the property value. Okay. So that so if you go to any other bank or PSU banks, they'll either finance 80%, 90%, or 100%, but we do up to 200%. So say suppose there was some civil query. So if someone has a civil issue, okay, no one's going to lend you. They'll ask for a security, but I see that student is really good, and he's got an admit from a very good university, and he's looking out for a 50 lakh loan. I would either ask for a collateral value up to the loan amount. If they don't have that kind of property value, even if it's a 30 lakh loan property value, I'll still fund him 50 lakhs basis mortgaging that property. If they have an FD of say 20-25 lakhs, I'm ready to fund you 50 lakh basis that FD as well.
So my doubt is actually if we sell that land, it will cost around 25, but in the land documents, according to government, it was the land rate is very much less, like 2 lakhs or something. So how much will you give loan for
So
that?
that would be as per the ready reckoner. Now, if you are going to US and you're looking out, why do you want to mortgage that property initially? Go for an unsecured loan, because there'll be a lot of time consuming on getting that property cleared and everything. Once you get an understanding of where you stand financially, later on we can add that property and see if it is worth or no, if required. especially in the case of yours, because it's an open land. We'll have to understand the accessibility of that plot as well. Now, if it is in some corner of a village where there is no road to reach to that plot, obviously the cost, the value of that land won't be as you are expecting. Okay, because we see all those factors, accessibility, where it is being. So there are a lot many factors what we look into.
Okay.
Which part of the country, that even that matters a lot.
Okay.
Any other question?
Yeah, Swapnil sir.
Yes,
Now
please.
in hello.
Hello,
Yeah.
yeah.
In a nationalized bank, all the processing charges has been reduced, and sometimes they are waived off. So can you have some
See,
clarity?
no one's going to waive off processing fee is because a sanction letter works for your visa and your I-20. Okay, so no one's going to do that. Secondly, the entire cost is recovered. I mean, the employee cost and every cost is recovered through processing fee. So no one's going to waive that off. Discount, yes, but then there is going to be differences. The kind of calls what we take, probably they may not take. They'll ask for a margin money. We don't do that. PSU banks are mainly into secured loan. We do unsecured and secured both. Rates, we are very competitive to what they offer. Moreover, the turnaround time is much faster than a PSU bank. Yeah, that's how we place ourselves.
And how much time it will take to sanction a collateral loan if the papers are clear and the CIBIL score is really high?
See, if everything is in place, 15 days, because we do the legal and technical during the sanctioning process itself. We don't wait for later on. See, there are some financial institutes who will sanction the loan, keeping the condition that your legal and technical has to be clear, and then it takes ages. What we do is that we'll say that 15 working days from the time of login. Okay, because once the credit a team gets in touch with you, you can then we will then assess your property legally and technically, and then whatever value and will come, we'll then sanction and we'll close that process. Then it's all about you paying processing fee, taking your sanction letter, and then the disbursement.
So can you provide the Kalina office number?
You can connect with Amit. I have already mentioned his name and number on the chat box. You can look for that. Okay.
So one question I had. Sorry.
Yeah.
You said that the ranking of the university also matters when it comes to the rate of interest which is given. So
yes.
Do you have your own set of rankings which you HDFC has predefined, or it is taken?
We do have ranking, because over a period of time we have financed a good number of students, and it's not about ranking, it's the scope of being employed. So when I'm lending, say, a 50-60 lakh unsecured to a student going for MS Computer Science, we know that he may be placed anywhere between $80,000 to $1 lakh during the entire year. That is more than what the loan we have given. So that's how it is. I mean, it purely depends upon someone going to a Carnegie Mellon would obviously attract more loan amount, and the rate would be competitive. There are many factors. It's not just one particular thing. There are many things what we look into.
Okay, so in detail we can chat up with Amit, and he will.
See, you can process with your loan application, and once you do that, we can then look into it, how it works, because finally it draws down to your loan amount and your university rank, university, and the course you're going for. The rates that there is the loan requirement is different for a industrial engineering student, a mechanical engineering student, engineering management student, MI student, computer science. So it varies differently. You will obviously be given the best rate. Don't worry on that. As long as RBI doesn't increase the rate more frequently.
Okay, and last question is dollar fluctuation would not impact the
No. We see rupee loan is still better on that because they attract 5%, 4 to 5% processing fee. Moreover, they don't see there's no flexibility on giving loan. So during COVID, best example is during COVID when students didn't have on-campus job. They wanted some funds towards their living expenses, which most of these dollar lending companies couldn't fund them. But we ended up giving them 2 lakh, 2.5 lakh, so that they could manage their living expenses at that time. So we are flexible on that terms as well.
Okay, thanks.
And the rates even today. If you see dollar loan rates are almost the same as what we are offering.
Okay. Understood.
Pratik, yes, you had a question, and then Bhavin.
I think Pratik didn't have anything. Bhavik, you had something to ask?
Yeah. So, how long does the application process take?
Sorry?
How long does the application process take?
See, for unsecured, it is 5 to 7 working days, and for secured, it is 15 to 20 working days. Because we do legal and technical simultaneously, and it includes a lot of paperwork just for that purpose. Whereas unsecured, 5 to 7 days. If everything is in place, we give a sanction in 3 days itself, 3 working days.
Okay.
I saw some students having processing fees even less than 1%.
No. That's not possible. That's what I said. I'm giving you 1% inclusive. That is less than 1%. GST has to be paid, right? So 1% includes everything. So that's less than 1%.
Some are even getting for 0.75.
No. Ideally, if you see, even I'm charging you close to that itself. 18% is your GST. You minus that, you see roughly around that amount.
So that would be around 0.775 plus GST. So that comes to around 1%, including GST. So that is how it is working.
See, I mean, I am at that place. I know that who's going to get a processing fee discount and not. I am specifically giving this is because we know the quality of Register student, and that's the reason why everyone won't get. We don't give discounts on processing fee at all. It's 1% plus GST. It's always been like that. Or it could be 1% all inclusive.
Sir, I have already applied for the HDFC Credila 2 months back when Regis sir first introduced this topic to us. And after that, can I contact the main branch or possibly?
No, so what is the status of your loan? You have applied through Amit?
Not through Amit. Before that, I had applied through my bank, HDFC Bank. So it is taking too long for me to get it approved. Though they have approved the unsecured loan, for a secured loan, some problems were seen, like there. I don't know what are the reasons behind.
So your loan is already sanctioned.
Just to get it clear.
Okay. So we'll probably you can get in touch later on.
Because many times I have found that the persons who are responsible or the persons who are actually in touch with me are not like responding promptly. So can I contact you or Mr. Kejriwal for that?
You can connect with Amit. We can then have shared Amit's detail on that. You can get in touch with, because we don't know who's processed your loan application. There's a request for all of y'all who are there. Please don't go to HDFC Bank directly. Get in touch with Amit Melekar, because this is the kind of confusion that gets created later on. Because we'll have to then look out who has processed your loan application, and then accordingly we'll have to work it out. So you have an unsecured sanction, right? You're looking out for secured loan.
Yeah. Unsecured sanction was granted for my son much faster than a process is taking quite bit.
Probably because it could be related to the legal documents and everything. Sumuk is the student's name, right?
No, no, I am Sumukh, his father. My son is Soham. Yeah.
Soham.
Yeah.
Soham Naik. Okay.
Yes.
Kejriwal, just make down note of the student name. We'll look into
And
that.
there are no any issues with the property also.
No, so probably let us check, because we first I'll have to identify who's having that case.
Student name is
Okay.
Shubham Naik, right?
Soham.
Soham.
S-O-H-A.
Soham. Okay.
Yeah. Because already the property was with some another bank where I closed the loan 2 years back.
Okay.
Home loan was there against that property. And the previous property which I had kept for the secured loan and given for the HDFC Credila, as per the requirements, they also not having a clear say about that. So I just want
No problem, sir.
from
We'll
your
look into
end.
that. We'll look into it.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Any more question?
And sir, can I get Anush's number?
Yeah, I'll just flash it on the chat box.
Okay.
I flashed it on the chat box. Any more questions?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Mukund.
The same will be related to healthcare courses also, no?
Sorry?
If the student is going to do the PG for the healthcare courses, the same process is required for them also, no?
Yeah. It has to be STEM.
Yeah. It has to be STEM. Yeah.
Any further queries?
Questions, or we'll end today's session?
So I would like to add one liner to all the students over here. There might be some mindset that why should we go for an education loan and paying the rate of interest of a 11 to 12.5 or whatever XYZ. Now what is happening is even government is promoting and creating an awareness that you should go for an education loan. Why? First thing, the co-borrower or borrower get an opportunity to save the tax, which is ATE. So which is a separate slab which get opened. Second is the TCS. So over here we are disbursing the amount in INR, and when we are doing forex, so there is a huge cost or huge charges that will be paid by you after 7 lakh rupees. If it is an education loan, so you don't need to pay that much. It is only 50 paise or 0.5% only. So that is why instead of you investing your own money, you put your money into FD, enjoy the rate of interest and rest. You please, I would suggest everyone to go ahead for an education loan for your own benefits, because it will help you out to clear your visa process, and because it is a single paper that you need to present when you're going for a visa. Whereas if you're showing your own fund, so you have to answer a lot of questions also. So it's a single sanction letter that will help you out to get things done easily. So that's it from my side.
Okay, so we can conclude now, I think so.
Yeah, I think thanks Swapnil and Anuj for joining today. If you guys have any further questions, they have shared Amit's number or even Anuj's number here, so feel free to contact Amit. Amit can help. And once again, any last question before we just end the session?
Yeah, and I would appreciate every one of the Regisa student. You can recommend further also, and if anyone else is looking for an education loan, you can refer us.
Yeah. Okay, I think since there are no more questions now, we'll end today's session. And
thank you, Regisa. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.